Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are on the free-to-play channel account today. I keep saying channel. I don't know why, but man, what a day we had yesterday. Um, so yesterday we did do our summons during the 2x, and we pulled some monsters. So quick recap: we pulled Kreela. This is an ally attack champion, the only one that we have on the account. Huge boost to the account right there. We got Ignatius. This is going to be our AoE HP burner for Spider in order to progress past Spider 20. Huge pickup right there. But beyond that, just a great HP burner as well for Hydra. I might be able now to create two Hydra teams instead of just the one that I've been using so far with UDK, and you guys have seen that one get used quite a bit on here. So it's really possible now that I could work up a second team that's more viable than just throwing a bunch of randoms at it, especially because we've got Ugo for block buffs, we've got NHP burn, we've got some ally attack in there. We have a really good taunt. Now, obviously, this taunt would replace Ultimate Death Knight, but maybe, if we're taking Ultimate Death Knight out of the first team, we could probably finally use our Husk that I've been putting on ice for so long in conjunction with Ultimate Death Knight in an ally attack team, and we can try and keep those taunts on, keep those provokes on the head that can be provoked, right? And we would also have another provoke too in Taragi, so, which would bring a lot of poisons as well. So if we're looking at who I have that has provoke, um, you know, oh yeah, even Ignatius would bring provoke as well. So we'd really gain some strong potential Hydra changes here with the comp that with all the heroes that we pull, or all the champions that we pulled the other day. Um, so yeah, we got Kreela, we got Ignatius, then we have all the Ally Protect champions that we pulled, which was a lot of them. So we have, let me get down through here. We pulled Skull Crusher, we pulled Taragi the Frog, we even pulled Miscreated Monster, who is probably the lower tier on that list. Then we have some great poisoners in Ornn. A lot of you guys forgot that I pulled him. I've seen a lot of people suggesting Frozen Banshee, but I don't know. I feel like Ornn might be better suited over Frozen Banshee because of his own self-healing that he brings too. It's not that much, but he brings the same poison sensitivity and poisons on the A1 as well, plus poison activation, which would be huge. So I would probably bring Ornn over Frozen Banshee. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And but yeah, that's pretty much everybody that we pulled that were just absolute game changers. Um, a lot of you in the comments are suggesting Skull Crusher and Taragi on the same team. Now, I don't know that much about Ally Protect, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. I happened to build the Myth-Fu Unkillable team. If you don't know what that is, you can look that up on Deadwood Jedi's site. But it's actually, I can just pull it up for you guys. I have my main account. So this is my main account real quick that we're on. So if we just look at the team that I use, Fushan is the lead, and then Demitha, Seeker, and Eris. And then the DPS can be pretty much anybody. I go with Farrakhan the Fat, but you could go with a lot of different options in there. But the reason that I'm pointing this out and bringing this up is because I never had to deal with Ally Protect. I never got Ally Protect. I built that team, that unkillable team, very, very early in on my main account, and I've been using it ever since. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I don't know how well double ally protect works. A quick Google search indicated that it will work quite well, and to be honest, I'm quite intrigued by the premise. um, One of the things that I love most about the concept, if I get to the right account, here we go, this is the right account now, is that the counterattack that Skull Crusher would bring. Absolutely love counterattack, especially when you're talking about poisoners and bringing Ornn, right, who can do poison on the A1. So each hit has a 15% chance of placing a 5% poison. That's 25% when booked. What does Frozen Banshee do? Oh. Yeah, so we just bring Frozen Banshee. No, never mind. Yeah. Plus, she's booked. She's built out everything but masteries at this point. Frozen Banshee will be the choice over Ornn for sure. For Clan Boss specifically, we can also we can speed tune her and not impact anywhere else in the game. I might want to use Ornn for dungeons, right? Especially with poison activation and things like that. So, but I do like, so Taragi brings a ton of poisons via his passive. And then Skull Crusher brings counterattack, which would then enable Venomage to get more poison procs off of the A1 here, which I like. So I think one of the suggestions that I liked was like Taragi, Skull Crusher, Venomage, Geomancer, and Rathalos. The only concern I have about that is how do I heal? Do I even need to heal? Is Ally Protect just going to keep me alive until it doesn't? Theoretically, it would be up all the time when you have that many. When you have double Ally Protect, theoretically, no champion should be without Ally Protect on themselves. So we'd get decreased defense from Rathalos, which again, because of the counterattacks, he would be getting a lot of A1s, which would give us an increased chance of landing the decreased defense. We'd be popping the poisons with Venomage's A1. We just wouldn't have any form of healing, plus the Venomage and Geomancer combo would reduce the damage that Clan Boss does on top of the Ally Protect. And then we would get decreased attack from Taragi on the A1, who would get multiple shots at it because of the counterattacks. And so I'd probably try to build Skull Crusher very no accuracy, because I don't want this buff to land. Now, while that may work with Venomage's passive, because it doesn't specify, I don't necessarily want it to land because I would rather have... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I just don't want it to take up a buff slot. You only have 10 debuffs, right? So I don't want to have one of the debuffs be the weak version of heal reduction and the big version of heal reduction coming from Venomage, right? Like, I feel like that would hurt the comp more than help it. I would also turn on Venomage's A2 so that we would get decreased defense and decreased attack from Venomage as well, because this is only a 65% chance to land. So to be able to get, this is a 100% chance to land, and then if it ever falls off for whatever reason, we have the backup from Rathalos, and we have a 100% chance for decreased attack as well. So I really like that idea. It's going to take me some time to build it. Now, I do have a feast, right? Yeah, I do have a feast. That feast needs to be used on one of the epics, right? That gives me the most value of the feast. It takes them to 6-star immediately. So it would make more sense to use that on one of them rather than one of the legendaries I pulled in Kreela or Ignatius, because they're already 5-star. All I need is 5 chickens for them versus I would need 4 4-star chickens for Taragi and then 5 5-star chickens for Taragi or Skull Crusher, right? Um, so the feast will probably be used on the epic just because it gets me more value. The other big hiccup that we're going to have is going to be books. Now, I currently have 5 epic books and 2 legendary books that we got from the tournament, which was not the Classic Arena that I just clicked, but the Champion Chase tournament. Now, we got these 2 legendary books, and unfortunately, we dropped out of second place. Now, I'm in no rush. I'm not spending any more shards. We do get a potential epic book if we stay here, as well as some pretty decent relentless gear as well. Although that mythic relentless gear, man, that's so tempting. I'm curious what place I was on the main account, just real quick. We didn't pull anything good on the main account. We did not even pull a single legendary on the main account. And that's all I want on this account. I have all the epics that I would need, even the ones to fuse like Lady Mikage and the like. So okay, well, apparently that game hates me right now, so we'll come back to that one later. We're back on the free-to-play again. So here's the kicker. I've got 2 more ancient shards. I kind of want to pull them. I'm going to take a quick look at my Mercy on this account. Uh-oh. There we go. I thought I crashed RSL Helper for a second there. So I ended on Bushi, so I'm not anywhere close to an epic. And I'm only 51 into Mercy towards a legendary, so they're probably not going to give me anything good, but I would rather pull them during a 2x than hold them per se. We used up all of my luck. Yeah, you're just super crashed. Cool. We used up all of my luck on this account because I went over to the main account and I didn't pull anything. I did have a high score in that, but that's because I had way more shards to summon. So I'm actually on the main account. I didn't post this video, so you guys probably didn't. If you weren't there for the live, you didn't see it. But my Mercy on the main account is at 170 now. And I'm just going to hold there and wait for a double legendary event because that would actually be more beneficial to my account than a 2x. The only reason I pulled during this 2x event was for Acelin, however you want to say it, and obviously did not get him. And the more and more I think on it, I don't really know that I'm going to use him. So kind of okay with not getting him at this point. I'm more excited about potentially pulling during a double legendary event and maybe finally getting the elusive Necmo Thar that I've been trying to get for so long. So, but this is about the free-to-play account. So I'm going to pull these. I'm going to pull these during the 2x. Who knows what might happen. At the very least, I'm building up Mercy ever so slightly more for the next time there's an event that I want to participate in. Let's knock these out and see what we get. An epic. Let's go, dude. This is great. Okay, so Cryodan the Blue. I know I've seen some people struggle with the name, but it makes sense. He's a freeze-based champion, so Cryodan the Blue. Increased speed on all allies. Also fills the turn meter by 15%. We have an AoE hit that each hit has a 45% chance of placing a freeze. And then a 3x hitter with a 25% chance of placing a freeze. Fills this champion turn meter by 5% for each freeze debuff placed by this champion. Now here's what I love about pulling Cryodan. We also have Neldor on this, I think. Am I getting my accounts mixed up? I am not. We have Neldor on this account. So Neldor, whenever an ally places a freeze debuff, this champion has a 30% chance to attack the target with their default skill. The default skill also has a chance of placing freeze, and it's a 3x hitter. All of these things combined with ally attack, which I now have, and counterattack, which I now have, make for a very good hard Fire Knight team. Well, yeah, but you're free to play. You got to get to hard first. Well, guess what? That ain't so hard anymore. Now that we have ally attack and a counterattack team, our Allure can just put in work on Fire Knight, and I think we can clear through Fire Knight 25 real easy. Like, real easy. And heck, I can even... I don't know why I said heck. That's so not me. But we can bring these guys with and use their triple hitter A1. That triple hitter A1 and this triple hitter A1 to burn that shield down even faster. So really, they would still be... Those two would be part of the Fire Knight team and just build it fast, which is pretty easy. We've got our speed lead with Deacon, and we could start farming Fire Knight hard somewhat consistently. So that's real intriguing to me. Now, the big hurdle that I'm going to have will probably be accuracy going into hard. But really, the only people we need accuracy are the freezers. And hopefully, if I build everything correctly, they'll be surviving based on ally protect and the counterattacks. So, I don't know. I feel really confident about that pull. That's a really good pull. Furthermore, this is finally some progression between Cryodan and Ornn going into faction wars for Sylvan Watchers. I'm feeling really good about that. Also, with the progression in my team, by making my team stronger for Clan Boss, I will also be making my team stronger for Dragon, which means I could potentially get into Dragon hard and start farming there, giving myself even better gear moving forward. So this weekend just massively changed the account. Now, it is going to take time. I kind of briefly touched on that earlier. I need to get masteries. I need to get books for them. That will take time. That's probably the biggest hurdle. And I'm going to stick to my guns and go one champion at a time. Now, the one thing I do want to look at before I do anything else is who do I have that is Spirit Affinity. I think nothing has changed. I still think we 6-star Soul Bond. Just to get it out of the way. And then I can move on in my missions and get back onto some of this other stuff and get that much closer to getting Arbiter, which would change the game even further with the stuff that she brings to the table. So yeah, I'm just super excited. And what a pull too, to get that with Zero Mercy. That was really, really cool. We're going to pull one more just to see what happens. But man, you guys are just going to kill me in the comments for how lucky I have been. I can tell. So many of you were just like, what is this luck? This is crazy. But it was a blast. Absolute blast. I had so much fun. I've been grinding away on this account today. I've just been building up... I think of those, by the way, those two ancients were from, I think they were both from Clan Boss, but one of them was definitely from Clan Boss, and one of them was from Weekly Reset. So, as you can see very clearly, 0 out of 6, I just got my Weekly Reset. That was that second one. I don't think that any others are going to become available to me. I think I can, yeah, my next fragment here. And then I do have this ancient shard that's ready to pull, but I don't have nearly enough gold bars for it. I won't get those gold bars until Monday when the Sunday reset for Tag Team Arena happens. That might actually happen if I'm up late enough. That may happen to where I can pull that before the event ends, but I don't think we need to push it. I mean, we've gotten really, really good luck, so I don't really think we need to push too much in that regard. And the only other one I think was this one has 1 day, 1 hour left. This can, it's 24 hours from midnight. Technically, I'd be able to pull that one during the event, but I think we probably just call it good. If I get any more, I'll pull them in tomorrow's episode, of course, but I don't think I'm going to stay up till midnight, per se, just to pull one more shard during the 2x. We have enough stuff to work on, probably from now until the next 2x on Ancients, so I think we say, okay, we're good, and start moving forward now. So that raises the question, what's the plan? I still really don't know. The biggest issue is going to be books. So if we look at Taragi, not that bad on books. Oh, this one will drop down a little bit. Not too bad on books for Taraki, and then Skull Crusher. Skull Crusher has very few books needed. In fact, you can get away with one book on Skull Crusher. Now, I'm not going to do that right now. I will wait till Clan v Clan, but I kind of like that Skull Crusher requires fewer books and can kind of get the team going better now. One thing I want to talk about. Let's talk about Clan Boss really, really quickly, because this is something that I just saw this in my Discord, and I haven't had a chance to respond to it yet, but somebody in my Discord was saying, hey, I can 2-key Nightmare. What can I do to fix my team so I can do Ultra Nightmare? And I want to be clear that Ultra Nightmare is a challenge. Before I created this unkillable team that you see right here, I had a killable team, and I think I was 2 or 3 keying Ultra Nightmare and 1 keying Nightmare. Really, until you're 1 keying Nightmare, to consider Ultra Nightmare is going to be a bit of a stretch for you and your account. And I want to make, like, and I'm sure the idea is to, it's very rarely going to be a secret, right? You're going to want to look at the situation and say, okay, where can I improve my team, right? So why do I bring Ursula? I bring Ursula for revives, increased defense, and strengthen. Okay, that's why Ursula is in this team. That's it. That's why she's there. Just to help us stay alive longer. And if someone dies, she revives them. She does also bring decreased attack, which allows me to turn that off for my Venomage. But that's a bonus. I'm not counting on that. If I remove her, what do I need? What do I need to replace her with? I need to replace her with survivability. Somebody that can make the team stay alive better than someone that brings strengthen and decreased defense on a very long cooldown. I want to point out as well. Well, an ally protector will do that. So in my scenario, I can sub in an ally protector on this team and see where the damage goes. Does the damage increase? Does it improve the performance of the team? If it does improve the performance of the team, even though I'm losing increased attack, but maybe I'm gaining other benefits like counterattack, extra poisons, or whatever, then we see where that damage output is. But really, what you want to do is focus on your clan boss team and look at your roster in terms of upgrading the roles that you have. So, my poison and poison activator, I've got a Venom Mage. Uh, Pure damage, hard hitting champion, I have Rathalos. I have HP burn, weaken, and a ton of damage from his passive in Geomancer. We already talked about Ursula. And then for Deacon, I have speed, I have decreased defense, and Leech. Leech is the biggest thing that I'm afraid to lose because I don't know that I can keep my champions alive without Leech, which is a very big deal. The other thing to point out is you're also getting 15% damage reduction from both of these champions, provided that their skills remain on the boss, which does require fast speeds. That's something that I'm afraid of losing if I get rid of Deacon, who's giving me the turn meter. So that's an important distinction when it comes to uh, the future team that I would go with, right? So I guess my point is that if you're looking to upgrade your clan boss team, you want to look at your team and each champion individually and say, what does this champion bring and what would I rather have in place of that? But don't look at it in terms of this champion will get me to Ultra Nightmare. Build your team as a unit and say, I want the best team that will do the most damage against Demon Lord Clan Boss. Period. The most damage you can possibly do to Demon Lord Clan Boss and build that team in that moment. If what I see a lot of people do is they hear or they see, oh, okay, Eris is in this unkillable team. And this happened in my clan, so this is a true story. So I had people running Erises in normal and hard, and they had a roster full of legendaries and a roster full of epics, and they're like, well, but you run Eris. I did. I ran Eris on this account very early on, and she did a lot of damage. Well, you got to understand how they're used, right? So she's part of this unkillable team because of her abilities. She brings increased speed and a mini cleanse as well. Well, specifically a cleanse that takes off the stun. So that's why she's in this comp. It's not that she's a super amazing champion. It's that she provides very specific things for this comp. And that may not be stuff that you need in your clan boss team, right? So don't look at it in a vacuum. You have to look at the big picture and say, what does my team need? Just because Roadblock got excited that he pulled a Taragi, that doesn't mean that, well, Taragi's always great in Clan Boss, so I can't really say that. But let's talk Miscreated Monster, for example. I tell people in my clan all the time are saying, I need ally protection, and they show me the roster, and I say, go with Miscreated Monster. Well, Miscreated Monster's kit as a whole isn't as good as other ally protectors, but he brings ally protect and some shields. Use that. But there may come a time when that is no longer viable for you. Or there may come a time where you then pull Taragi and say, oh, cool, I'm going to upgrade my Miscreated Monster and I'm going to use Taragi. Or you pull Korogar Deathbell or a legendary ally protector like Kyoku or somebody that does it even better than what Miscreated does and brings more to the table. So you always got to look at it like that. There's no secret sauce, there's no magic champion that's hiding in your roster that I'm going to say, yeah, no, you have this champion, you're going to do Ultra Nightmare 1 key tomorrow. That's not how it works. You have to build up the team over time. And you have to understand a lot of the concepts behind that as well. I may need to use some regeneration gear on these ally protectors to keep them alive. I may need to use lifesteal gear on these ally protectors to keep them alive. I don't know, but I'm excited to find out moving forward. So, in the meantime, I am going to upgrade Soul Bond. I really don't want to use these chickens, though. And I know that seems crazy. I'm torn because I really want to get through this mission. This mission is a big stop. Well, let's pause and look at who in my roster is Magic Affinity now that I just pulled. So, Taragi. All right, yeah. So, I think Taragi is going to be the... Despite the fact that I love the kit for Skullcrusher and the lack of books for Skullcrusher, I do think Taragi is going to be my focus. And that's only because he's Magic Affinity. Let's do it in a way that's smart, right? I need to ascend a level 6 Magic Affinity champion and then a level 6 Force Affinity, which I think Skullcrusher was Force Affinity, right? Yes. So we're going to do it in that order. So here's what I'm going to do. I will use these chickens because I'm going to have time. And 6-star get Soul Bond leveled up, okay? And then we're going to ascend her. And that completes this mission. The magic keep 10 times on auto, I won't be able to do because it just reset. And it won't be until Wednesday. I'll just have to remember that one, okay? But now, the other thing that I can do... Oh, I guess I can't. What? So, that's frustrating. You can't use the feast on them until they're ready to rank up. So, I will need to level up Taragi. Once he hits 40, I will then use the feast on him, and he will be a 60 and then ready to go going into clan v clan. I'll get him booked, so hopefully I get lucky with my books and can get Taragi. I really want the books here on the A3. So hopefully we can get that to work out and not waste books in these. Like, I don't care about this ability at all. And I kind of want books here on the decreased attack, but I'm going to have that up from Venom Age anyways. So... And it's once per hit. Yeah, man, so good. Okay. So... biggest hiccup is books. I just need to keep working towards generating those books. Hopefully from Clan Boss will be kind with me when it comes to epic books, and we're going to move forward. So that's the plan. Big update on the account. Really happy. Really, really happy. And, I mean, you know, I'm pretty happy, even considering, that we're not getting White Queen Ancora. I think this is a better result overall. I don't know how far down the list she would have gone given what I pulled, right? So I really think that we're probably better off having not gone for White Queen and getting what we got. Now, technically speaking, we probably would have got the same stuff, but you never know, right? So, yeah, very, very thrilled with the account. Excited to move forward. And then once we get into Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, everything will start to change on the account. We're going to start moving forward in other areas of the game. I definitely want to get my dungeons up. Now that we have the potential to do both hard Dragon and hard Fire Knight, even if we only did it at stage 1, guaranteeing 5 to 6-star gear is huge, and the chance for mythical gear is huge. And we also have our answer to get into Spider Hard. I just don't know if we're going to be able to kill it. We've also unlocked Ice Golem. Now, I don't talk about Ice Golem that much, but because we have Geomancer and we have a decreased attack, and now we have Ally Protect, so we can stay alive and Geomancer can just do his thing. I don't know for sure that we've completely unlocked Iron Twins. However, if the cooldowns work right, I mean, the Geomancer strategy should still work. I have Ally Protect. I can bring increased defense and strengthen. The biggest hiccup that I'm going to run into, though, is that my champions are all going to need to have War Master on them for Clan Boss. I don't really want War Master for Iron Twins because it's going to proc his passive and make me take a lot of damage that I don't want to take. So the Geomancer strategy for Iron Twins, it may not come to full fruition until I can rework some teams in other areas of the game and then try to maximize its results in Iron Twins. Because honestly, I don't even, the ally protectors that I would be bringing, I don't really want, right? I don't want poisons on Iron Twins. I don't want counterattack on, well, maybe I do. Maybe it still works with counterattack because he's getting counterattacked on his turn, so it wouldn't proc anything. In fact, it might work better because I would then be able to push through. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some more research on that. But anyways, this is a very long video. I am sorry about that, but a lot to talk about. We pulled a ton of champions, and I had to get through all of them. So, really, really, really excited about, how we're moving forward and more updates to come. The big thing, obviously, we'll get through this on Wednesday, and then ascend a Magic champion. Taragi will already be up. We'll do the Force Keep, and then we'll be working towards getting Skull Crusher up. And that's kind of the plan. A Void champion to level 6 of Ascension. Now that is Seer. Done. So we've got a clear path to get through these missions, right? And then we already have that. Doing Arena, an Affinity to level 10. I think, am I ready to do that? I'm very close to being ready to do that, so we're almost there. A second Void champion. That'll probably be Reliquary Tender or Bellower. It'll be Bellower. It'll actually be Bellower. Unless I pull, obviously I could, we're talking weeks away. I could pull a Void. But Bellower would be my choice. Reliquary Tender is great and all. I need a cleanser. I'm not ignoring that fact, but Bellower, I know I would use in Faction Wars 1000%. I may use Reliquary Tender as well, but Bellower is just one of those champions that I can see the value, and it's a very, very big impact. And he's also usable in so many other areas, like Doom Tower secret rooms and such as well. So we'll see who I end up going with at the time, but it would likely be Bellower. If I was to pick right now, I'd pick Bellower, but maybe I will run into a spot where I need a cleanser, right? Who knows? And let's finish out these missions. The video's already long enough. Clan Boss would be good. And then I've already laid out the roadmap to get past all of these on stage 17, if not 20. You'll see, yeah, and then here's the stage 20, 100 million to minimum nightmare. I mean, we don't know what our team would be, but if I had to do 100 million minimum to nightmare or higher, I'm already doing on 3 keys, I'm doing 56. So maybe I pop some gems or do it during a Clan v Clan where I usually get extra keys, get that 100 million on Nightmare. And that's assuming the team is going to get better, right? We know that. We know Ally Protect is going to really, really help this team. Plus, Counterattack will really help this team. So this part doesn't. We know we're gonna get that. So we're on our way to Arbiter. We're gonna get Arbiter here soon, and man, I'm pumped. I'm so pumped for the direction the account's going. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna do a short ending. Thank you guys for the support. Hey, real quick, we did pass 800 subscribers. We are less than 200 now to go to get the magic 1,000. So if you enjoyed this content, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next video.